Hello, my creative friends. My name is Heather North. You can find me on Instagram at Heather's Creative Blessings. Today is January 18th, 2021, Monday. More on that in a minute. This is at least when I'm filming it. This is Flosstube number 9, I think. And that means that this will be a video all about cross stitching and what I've been stitching on over the past week, or at least since my last video. I thought today was the 19th. I thought it was Monday the 19th. I know it's Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. I know that my sons have the day off. I know that I already posted some of my favorite MLK quotes that just really meant something to me. I know all that. It's just the date. The date had me confused. And so I have a hair appointment on the 19th. I was all ready to go. And I went and looked up the address because it's kind of a new place for me. Not a new person, but a new place that she's at. And I just want to make sure I had the right directions. And I realized today's the 18th. So I was all ready to go. And yeah, I have the wrong date, which means I have to get all ready to go and leave the house again tomorrow. But I thought since I was somewhat presentable, I would come on here and do my video. Now, last week it took 4 or 5 days for my video to load, and then I edited it on YouTube, and then took another day to process. In fact, I think it still might be processing as I'm filming this video. So I don't know, I'm just struggling. So I think I did it on like 4K or 4D or something. So I tried the 3 or 30 or something on my iPhone. Technology is not my strong suit, you guys. I love to cross stitch. I love to quilt, or at least piece my quilts together. I like card making and scrapbooking and a little bit of watercoloring, all those things. But technology, oh, I wish I had somebody to just do it for me, really. So anyways, I'm filming this a little bit earlier. Hopefully it will get out by at least by Thursday. I'll start the upload process as soon as I'm done filming. So the other housekeeping thing I want to talk about, I shared this last week that I got the Stronger Together PDF from Fat Quarter Shop and printed it out. I did a little more research. I put the link in my video last week, and I will try to remember to do it again this week. If I forget, please let me know. But they had a blog post about what they are doing with this. So what they're doing is, first of all, this block is based on the North Star block that was a signal in the Underground Railroad, which I thought was super cool that that's how they chose this block. The other thing is that all of the proceeds are being donated to UNCF, United Negro College Fund. So I had the right charity, but 100% of the proceeds. So it's totally worth getting just to help donate to that cause. And they did this for, because February is Black History Month. And so they've got several different things. There's a quilt pattern that goes with this too. I think there might even be a quilt kit. And then they have this cross stitch. So I may look into doing the quilt along as well. But for now, I know that I'm going to be doing this. I think I'm going to start the Stronger Together first, and then wait to start this until February. So that was the first thing I just wanted to share with you. Really great cause, and just go to Fat Quarter Shop or go to their blog, the Jolly Jabber, I think is what it's called. I just usually go to the Fat Quarter Shop and click on the blog link if you're interested in this. So I just want to make sure that I clarified that and shared the right information. So what have I been stitching this week? I actually have one new start and no finishes. No finishes, but that's okay. It's been a short week since I last filmed. I think I've been filming on Tuesdays usually and trying to get it out before Friday. But like I said, I mean, I'd like to get out the next day, but it just loading, processing is actually what it says. So what did I work on? I think I showed you the Let It Snow finished. I did have that finished, and that was from last week. So I worked on all of my WIPGO projects. So WIPGO is something started by Jessie Marie Does Stuff. Makes stuff, does stuff. See, I should be able to remember. I even wrote it down and linked it. I'll link her in. But she had WIPGO weekend, and she calls out numbers each month. Let me go back a second. If you're not familiar with what WIPGO is, it's like bingo for cross stitch. And you take your WIPs, your works in progress, and you put it into this bingo or WIPGO board. And then each month, she draws 2 numbers. Now, the middle number, 13, is a free space. And if she draws that, she draws again. Well, she happened to draw 13, the free space, in January, or for January. And so there's actually 3 different projects, up to 3 projects we could be working on to get our WIPs finished. And since it was called in January, I had planned on kind of leaving it as a free space, but since it was called in January, I decided to go ahead and do it. But what I had put there is any WIP, so I could work on any WIP in the month that free space was called, and it could include my WIPGOs that I had already started or not. So anyways, I worked on that for WIPGO weekend. If you want to hear more about that, watch last week's video. But I just continued that because I want to get those projects completed so I can cross off the WIP. I'm motivated by things like that. I can cross it off my WIPGO board and work my way towards a bingo. I don't even know if I have a reward for myself. Probably just a new start will be my reward. But I worked on winter notes. So let's just see if I can find what WIPs I have here. Winter notes. So my goal for January for this project, this is by the Shepherd's Bush, was to work on it 1 hour a week in the month it was called. So either 4 or 5 hours, depending on how many weeks or sorry, I'm all confused. I think I'm going to try and edit that out. Okay, so for winter notes, this is by the Shepherd's Bush. My WIPGO goal is to work on it every Wednesday in the month it's called. So for an hour. So since it was January only has 4 Wednesdays, it would be working on it for 4 hours, or just pull it out every Wednesday and have that be kind of the WIP I work on. And I have completed more than 5 hours this month. So I actually met the goal early. I might keep working on it on Wednesdays to get it closer to a finish, or I might just pull out one of my other WIPGO projects. But for the weekend, I wanted to get the letters. And then what I really wanted to do before I put this away is to get this top portion that would need to be finished. And I did that and even started working my way down a little bit. Let me hold it up with this. So that is where I am at with this one. I am using all of the called for colors. The fabric is, ooh. I think last week I forgot to mention what I was looking at as my journal. This is the cross stitch journal. This is also by the Fat Quarter Shop. And in it, I keep all of my ongoing WIPs. You can see I've almost filled up this book. And before I start a new book, I at least want to have more of this done. I don't have a goal yet. I'll pick up a goal before I start a new book. But I have a new book. I got one for Christmas because I knew that I'd be filling this one up. So this is number 40, and last week I said the numbers didn't match. That's what I meant, that the numbers in my cross stitch journal don't necessarily match my WIPGO numbers. Same projects, but different things. This is just keeping track of everything I use on that project, and anytime that there's a hashtag I use, like the Sew by Row Stitch Along, which is coming up, I want to make sure that I have the hashtags for it. So this is what I used for winter notes. It's Pewter Lugana by Zweigart, 25 count. Yeah, so this one, it's basically done for the month. I might or might not pull it out again because I met my goal. I kind of have this thing where I met my goal. I did the 4 to 5 hours, but it's not every Wednesday, which is what I wrote down. So I might still pull it out. And it would be nice to have it closer to a finish. So we'll see. It's still winter time. I'll keep it in the pile of things that are ongoing. I actually have 2 new starts. I just realized because the next day was a new start. Woohoo! Oh, the other WIP that I worked on was the Singing in the Rain by Flamingo Toes, Beverly McAuliffe. And for this one, my WIPGO goal for the month is to have an entire row finished. So since it was called the first month, it's this first row up here of the different types of sun. And here is what I have. The colors are so wrong on my screen right now. Oh, they're so much brighter in person, but anyways, the colors I have left, actually it's just the yellow. So the sun, I have the orange part of the sun done, and I just need to add the yellow colors in between, and then that row will be done. I also came in because I only had the pink. Well, I'm trying to do it so you can see. Which I don't know if you can see in here, but there's pink and green in this border. You can see here where there's blank spaces. I went ahead and added the green, the aqua and the pink were already in there, and I added the green around the top, and I just need to finish adding it down here. So those 2 things, it's just a little bit of yellow and the green, and this will be done. So this is probably what I will pull out for the rest of the Wednesdays in January until it's done. And this is for my 1 hour stitch, because you know, our days are broken up by the things that we have to do. We can't just stitch all day. I mean, right? Maybe you can. I have to get up and take care of things. So one of my 1 hour chunks, and usually it's the nap time where the girls are asleep, or it can be the early morning stitch while they're eating their breakfast and just kind of calmly playing. I can pull out and stitch. Off and on, it adds up to an hour in the morning sometimes, but it has to be something I don't really have to concentrate on, and I can put it down and pick it up. So usually fill in type stuff. Okay, so that's that. The next thing is the Love What's in My Cup from Stitching with the Housewives. And this is on the 14 count minty opalescent. I wanted to show this here first because I showed you I messed up. I showed you I messed up last week. It's still messed up. What I have decided to do, the roses are off. This one should be in the center. It's not. Those aren't centered either. So what I've started to do, I've added a little more green to this rose here. This rose is actually supposed to extend out. So eventually I'll come in here and add that stitch that's missing. But I started adding just some pink stitches, and I'll add some more here and here, and just some random stitches. I'll add probably some more green, so it doesn't look so uniform, but also wrong, mistake. So I'm going to do that and then finish it off. Like I said, it might go to my mom, but I actually had another idea, so it might go to somebody else. I'll keep that in the back of my head. I forgot to show you the pattern. This is the pattern here. Sorry, that's what I was talking about with the roses up here. I'm not going to do the cup on that mistake one, but I did restart it, and I showed you my progress last week, and this is where I am now. Why can't YouTube capture it when you're like, it'll be like, so I don't know exactly where I was at. I don't think I had all of the leaves done on this, and then I finished the leaves, and then I started coming down with the cup, and I'm kind of doing the outline. You can see this is the outline down at the bottom here where the rose is. And then I've come over and I'm working on the handle right now. And then I'll work on the outline down here and maybe at the bottom of the truck, but I'll kind of go around the top here. So I'll go around the top here and then I can just fill in. Like I said, times where I can't concentrate on counting so much and I just need fill-in work. It's a good thing to do when I'm taking it with me someplace. That's what I'll be working on with that. And I don't know why the screen just got really dark. I don't know. Oh, the other thing on this is, I think, called for 12 grain, and I changed it to Little Pink Peony. And you can see this is how I store my threads on the floss cards. I just punched 2 additional holes, and the strand that I'm working from, or the 6 strands, whatever's left, 5, 4, 3 strands together is here. The full set is here, whatever's left of the full set. And then when I just, like if I were to take this that's left here, I would put it on right here, and I just have whatever little tiny bit of a length of thread that's left. Not tiny bit, but something that I can work with. So that's love, what's in my cup. So the next thing I have is from the White House Stitchery. This is the Cozy Winter Wishes. I'm working on the top section. Now what I decided to do, because the piece I had was too big, I have the hazy gray from Fabric Flair, I believe it's 14 count, Ada. I had already outlined this, but what I decided to do so that I could trim it down to size and be more manageable was I went ahead and went all the way down with this border. Now I know I can do the math and cut it, but I was just getting nervous and I wanted to not waste any of this fabric because I do like it and I've stitched several different things on it. So I want to be able to stitch as much as possible with it. So this is what I have stitched up so far for that. You can see I went down here and then I think I did 2.5 inches. Whatever the border was here, I went ahead and cut 2.5 inches here and here. And then I just use a zigzag stitch. It's not anything pretty, but just a zigzag stitch on my sewing machine. And that really does help stop the fraying and unraveling. So what I did up here, there wasn't any snowman. I took out the green tree and redid it in the right color. I had done 503 and it needed to be 320. I really like it. That 320 is a great green as well. And the 503 is going to be up in here. I did the snowman, I did the scarf, and I added these snowflakes. I'm not sure I did it correctly, but I think so. And then I came over here and just, I don't know, I had the white on here and I just decided I was going to knock this out, and I went ahead and did that other snowman, just the white part. And then, yeah, that's what I have so far. So I guess my goal now for January on this piece will be to get this top portion completely done. The snow added underneath this snowman, the rest of the quilt, and then the fill-in of the colors. And then there might be a few more snowflakes down here, the snowman's scarf, and the buttons. Oh, and another tree. So there's still quite a bit to do. It seemed like it was small, and then I get to stitching, I'm like, oh, this is not done yet. And anyone else do that, go, this isn't done yet? I feel like I've been working on it. It should be done. It's a fun stitch though. And it's nice because it mirror images. So if you do it on one side, it's on the other. And on the quilt, if you do it on the top, it'll be on the bottom. I like things that are symmetrical. It makes it easy on my brain. So now for my 2 new starts. I don't think I have, well, let's just check. Yeah, no. So I wanted to participate in the Sew by Row Stitch Along. This is a pattern by Lori Holt. And Lori Holt, BLori1, I think is her Instagram name. And Kimberly from the Fat Quarter Shop are doing this stitch along. And this row was supposed to be done by last Wednesday, and I started it on Wednesday, but I did get it finished. My goal would be to finish the second row by this week, but I'm missing one of the colors. It's on order and it's not here yet. So hopefully it'll be here soon, or I might just have to pick out a different color. I have done some color conversions. I took out the yellow and the orange for right now because those aren't really my favorite colors. And I added in a purple and a lilac instead. It's Peoria, purple, and lilac. Weeks Dye Works. They're all Weeks Dye Works. But this is what I have so far. And I'm pretty proud of the fact that I got that whole first row done and I started on the second row in the tomatoes. I will probably do all of the, no, I definitely will be doing all of the tomatoes. These are like little pin cushions, and add the pins in last when I have all of them and just do them all at once. But it's a sweet little stitch. And once you get it down, the scissors, like the handles mirror each other, the blades mirror each other, and then it just flips upside down. So once you kind of get the pattern, it's really easy to just keep on going. Same here. Once you get the pattern and the pattern of the little tomato leaves, it comes together really quickly. So I was able to get almost caught up. Like I said, today's Monday. I might just have to do some counting. I think there's 2 tomatoes that call, or maybe there's just one. Let me look. There's only 1 tomato that calls for that other pink. So I may just skip that, do some counting and skip that one. And then I should be able to be pretty well caught up. Or at least it won't take me very long to get caught up. So that's the sew by row. And like I said, I don't think I've written down all the information on here. So I'll take a picture of that next time I post it. If I remember, take a picture of that in my journal so you can see all that I'm doing. But it's one of the vintage cloths from Lori Holt. Where did I hear it? Oh, I was wrong. I do have it. So take a screenshot if you're interested. This is the color conversion that I used. And it's on Shadow Vintage Cloth 28 count Lugana. Okay, and my very last new start. I was so excited to start this, and I signed up as soon as I saw it. I signed up because it's Country Cottage Needleworks. It was several different people I think had clubs, but the first one I saw was Fat Quarter Shop, so I signed up for theirs. And the cloth they did was Aida. You had a choice, I think, between Aida and linen. I would have preferred probably a Lugana, but that wasn't an option. So I just went with it. I was thinking about changing the color, and then I realized, they sent me, it was like a half a yard already or more than that. Maybe it was a fat half or something of the fabric. So I just decided to cut it down. I don't need a 3-inch border like they called for. So I was able to get 8 instead of 6 of these cloths. And I started doing the zigzag around the edge. Did I even tell you what it was? Heather, get it together. Country Cottage Needleworks January sampler. So this is what I'm working on. And I'm using all of the called for classic colorworks. It came in the kit. We got month 1, had most of the fabric. They'll send the rest of them when they come in because, these times fabric is backlogged a little bit. But they sent all of the floss, I believe. And then each month you get the new month that's released. So this is what I have so far. And I just started it's getting kind of dark in here. I just started this today. I love it. I love Country Cottage Needleworks anyways, but I just love this stitch. It's coming together very nicely. Yeah, very cute. I have it in my Dot Goose Designs bag. I pulled out what was in there because I'm not going to be starting that until next month at the earliest. And I thought this would be kind of nice to just have all year long because I just love this bag. the little pink farmhouse. And it'll be nice to have, I don't know what she calls this. I forgot already, sorry. But like a thread keep maybe, is that what she calls it? Or a pal. You can put your needle in here. This is wool. Your threads kind of stick to this, and then you can put all of your threads on a ring and then add the ring to this little ribbon. So plans to get that a little more organized. So that's January. February has already been sent. This is the February one. I'm sure you guys have already seen it if you're interested in it, but I love it so far. And I'm kind of thinking they have the frame, but it's sold out. And like they only got a quarter of their shipment in, and it's sold out before I could get to it. I'm almost thinking, I saw this shutter at Michael's, I think, or Hobby Lobby. One of those two was a white shutter, and I thought maybe I'll do something where I can finish and switch it out. Just leave the shutter up all year long and change out the different months. So again, that's my Dot Goose Designs bag. Thank you, Denise. And that is all for my WIPs and my new starts. Yes, I have a little bit of Happy Mail. It hasn't even been that long since I ordered this, and it came and I'm like, what's that? It said fragile, and I'm like, I don't remember ordering anything fragile. Whew. You know, it's just kind of fun to have a package at your front door and not remember what you got. Oh, I love it. I saw this, I think it was on Instagram. She's Primrose Cottage Stitches. PrimroseCottageQuilts.com. Or you can find her on Instagram and Facebook at Primrose Cottage Stitches. So her name is Lindsay. And it was a box, and as soon as I opened it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember ordering this. I think I was expecting it to come in February, and I didn't remember it came with something fragile. But it comes with this chart, and I told you last week, I love hearts. I don't know that I would necessarily decorate for Valentine's Day that much, but I do love hearts and love and pink, and having two boys, I like to have a few girly spaces. This would be one of them, and so I probably will, now that I'm doing cross stitch and finding these things, maybe put up cross stitching love stuff in February. But it's this sweet little chart. It came with the matching, or the called for thread, and then this, it's not gonna show up. It's purple, kind of like my sweater here is lilac. It's a little bit darker. It's coming across as blue on the screen. Let me try taking it out of here and see if that helps. Not really. It's kind of coming across as a blue-gray, but it's really a light purple. These are the called for threads, all DMC. And then, oh my good gracious, guys, so cute. Little tiny buttons. Oh, so cute. So cute. So I love that. And then the reason it was fragile, this mug, don't you love it? Sip, stitch, repeat. I love it. This is my preferred handle, where you've got lots of room to get your hands in there. It's pink on the inside, white on the outside. Very pretty. And I think this says, oh, making sure there's nothing in here I can't read. So I'm going to read that to you. Sip and Stitch from Primrose Cottage Stitches. Thank you so much for your order. We are excited about our first Sip and Stitch box. Included in this box is the Hugs and Kisses chart, 16 count Aida. Color is pewter, so I guess that's why it's reading gray. It is a little bit gray, but it looks purple. Anyways, floss required for the Hugs and Kisses chart. Sip, Stitch, Repeat mug, mini heart buttons, These can be used for finishing or to put in your button stash. We hope you enjoy stitching this cute project while sipping your favorite drink out of your new mug. XOXO, the Primrose Cottage Stitches family. So, I doubt you're watching me, watching this video, but in case you are, I love this. I cannot wait to stitch it up, and I look forward to seeing what boxes you guys have in the future because, yeah, I'm on board. Love it. That's all I have for you this week. It is shorter than my other videos. Hooray! Hopefully that will help. Oh, sorry. Hopefully that will help with the whole loading process. My plans for this week, I placed a custom order from Be Stitch Me. I don't know how long that will take to get in, but I look forward to seeing some of her other colors that I haven't gotten yet as far as fabric goes. I plan on working on my WIPGOs and getting those to completion. I think I'd like to get them done a little bit early. So I know that she'll call the February numbers on the 27th of January, and maybe I'll get a little head start. I'd like to be done before she calls the next numbers, that's for sure, and then get a head start. I plan on stitching on my Hope Celebration Small from Liz Mathews on February 20th. I have to go to the dentist this week. I've got a couple appointments this week. And so I'll definitely be stitching on something then. I think for the Country Cottage Needleworks sampler, January sampler, I think I want to get that first section with, I mean, obviously I'm almost done with the evergreen on top, but the snowman. So I'm kind of breaking it up into 3 or 4 parts in my head, and I want to get that first part done. So I'll be working on that this week. And I don't know what else will come up. I think it would be nice to have a finish. I didn't have a finish at all this week or this past week. So I would like to get something to a finish. So I might look and see if there's something that I can get that's close to that. But I don't really know if there is in any of the things I'm working on right now. But those are my plans. I hope you guys have a great stitchy week. I hope this gets up a little bit easier than it did before. If you just found me, I did post my last one on Instagram that I was doing floss tubes. Whew. If you're just joining me, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I thank you to all the support I've had behind the scenes and the encouragement to keep doing this and to let everybody know that I'm doing it. I so enjoy watching the rest of you floss tubers. You guys have definitely gotten me through 2020 and into 2021. And stitching brings me hope, and it brings me peace and calm. And I spend a lot of time stitching while watching your floss tubes. So any of you that do floss tubes, thank you so much. And leave a comment down below with your floss tube channel so I can check you out, because maybe I haven't found you yet and I need to. So leave me your floss tube channel down below. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I hope things are going really well, and I will see you all next week. God willing. Bye.